Hey, I want to talk to you about the real problem of evil. Now, typically, you'll see the problem of evil expressed something like this. If God is all good, all knowing, and all powerful, then there would be no evil. But of course, evil exists. Therefore, God is either not all good, or he's not all knowing, or he's not all powerful, or some combination of those. I want to home in on that third line. Evil exists, because that's the real problem of evil. Now, we all know of examples of evil. We could go on and on. Politics, disease, crime. There's something that's going to make you really feel evil. You know it in your gut, right? This is bad. In that sense, evil exists. It's real, but at the same time, it's not material. Evil is immaterial. You can't go touch it. You can't weigh it. Evil cannot be described by scientific laws. It's beyond the reach of science because it's immaterial. Therefore, evil demolishes materialism, it demolishes determinism, and it demolishes evolution. Now, of course, determinists and evolutionists don't agree with any of this. They say, no, evil arose from the evolutionary process. That is, random mutations created in our minds, in our brains, the capability of a sensation of, oh, that's evil. So evil is an evolutionary construct in our head. Let's listen to physicist Brian Greene on how evolution creates things like this.
It doesn't feel like I'm being ventriloquized to have this conversation. It feels like these are my actual thoughts.
Yeah, no doubt. There is some evolutionary advantage to these collections of particles having the sensation that they are in control of their actions. Presumably, beings that have that sensation are maybe able to navigate the ancestral environment better than collections of particles that did not have that sensation. And so it's deeply ingrained in everything that we do and everything that we think.
Well, there you have it. Evolution just creates these things. There's some evolutionary advantage to these things. Now, as you can hear, Greene was talking about our sensation of free will, but it's the same kind of idea. This is exactly what determinists and evolutionists say about evil. It just arose because of some evolutionary advantage. Back in the cave days, there was some reason why it helped people. It's a sensation that arose from random mutations and creating these molecular configurations in our head. Now, there's several problems with this idea. First, random mutations do not create such complexity. Everything we know from science tells us random mutations can't do this sort of thing. They don't do much. Survival of the fittest has no such ethic. What would be the advantage here? Now, according to evolution, survival and success are about beating out the other guy. You live, he dies. There's nothing about evolution that would lead us to some sort of a Mother Teresa good and evil ethic. And third, this whole idea of evil as an evolutionary construct makes evil relative, not absolute. This is going to be a problem for the problem of evil. Let's go back to what we were talking about now, that third line, evil exists. Remember we talked about this. It's in your gut. You feel evil. Evil is real. Now, let's say it's absolute, right? It's not relative. It's not, well, you think this, I think that. No, it's this. That's the only way the problem of evil is going to work. Now look at this problem, look at these 4 bullets here. If evil is just an opinion, if it's a relative feeling you have, molecules in your head, a configuration of molecules in your head, you can't judge God by that. You can't use that in this problem of evil to say, well, this wouldn't exist if God had created the world, if God was all good, all knowing, and all powerful. Who are you to say that your particular opinion of evil would not exist? It just doesn't work in this construct, in this problem of evil. So now let's say determinism and evolution are correct, and evil is simply in our head. It's simply an evolutionary construct. In that case, evil amounts to nothing more than an opinion. I might think something is evil. Someone else might say it is good. You would say that neither of us is right or wrong. We're just expressing an opinion. My belief would be no better than his, and you'd have to say that his view is just as legitimate as mine. This is going to be a problem. So you've got a problem here. One solution, one option for you is to say evil is absolute. In that case, you demolish materialism, you demolish determinism, and you demolish evolution. Or you can say evil is relative, in which case you demolish the problem of evil. As we saw, you can't use this in the problem of evil. It demolishes evolution. It's way too complicated for evolution to create these things. And it demolishes morality. We just talked about this. You would be morally decrepit. My belief that murder is evil, according to you, would be merely according to the molecules in my head. Someone else who says murder is good is just as ethical. According to you, one is not more correct or more better or right. They're just different opinions. That's morally decrepit. But of course, the fact is, you do know good and evil. You know these things when you see them. That is the profound, or one of the profound aspects of human existence. We know good and evil. And it demolishes determinism and evolution. Religion drives science, and it matters.